Jefferson County Court at Law is back in session with cause number 330229, excuse me, cause number 330229, case is styled as State of Texas versus Michael Dwayne Simpson. Mr. Simpson was previously sworn in, and Mr. Grove is representing Mr. Simpson. Mr. Grove, you waiving a record in this case as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Simpson, I have before me in call number 330229 an information that alleges that owner of May 26th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting search transportation. Mr. Simpson, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir, I do.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
Guilty.
Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Simpson, I have before me a document that is titled trial court, that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment, is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials MS that are on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Mr. Simpson, did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir, I did.
And on the next document, on the same document rather, but the next page, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Simpson, on the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir, I did.
And at the top of the same document, Mr. Simpson, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir, I did.
And at the top of the same document, there are two boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
And Mr. Simpson, I have a document that's titled Discovery Certification. At the bottom of this document, above the line that's titled defendant, there's a signature that's above that line. Did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir, I did.
Now, Mr. Simpson, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I've just mentioned, did your attorney, Mr. Grove, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, he did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Simpson, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you want to call for State 1?
Yes, Judge. State Officer States 1.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Grove, you've advised in counsel, Mr. Simpson, is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Simpson, your attorney, Mrs. Grove, has advised and counseled you in this case. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I am.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation in this case?
Yes, sir, he did.
Mr. Simpson, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of waiver is freely and voluntarily given, and I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea in this case, the state's recommended confinement in the Jefferson County Jail for a period of 60 days. We're asking that the defendant be given credit for the time that he's previously spent in jail, which is at least 60 days, essentially making this a time served agreement. As it relates to the court costs, we're asking that the time he's spent in custody be utilized to both tax and retire the court costs. We're also asking that the court order this case to run concurrent with the companion case appearing in cause number 330015, a trespassing, Class B trespassing case. And lastly, the state's agreeing to dismiss the motion to revoke probation in case number 327330. Judge, I printed the motion to dismiss that MTRP. I printed it to the printer there in the courtroom because I couldn't pull up the previous dismissal because, I just couldn't pull it up.
Okay, now, Mr. Simpson, the state is
sir.
offering to serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. The court cost in this case is $327, but you will not have to pay the $327 because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. The state will be dismissing cause number 327-330, and this case will run concurrent with cause number 330015. Mr. Simpson, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I understand.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir, I do.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, Mr. Simpson, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Simpson, this will conclude your cases. If you do not have anything else holding you in, you should be getting out today. Mr. Simpson, you can follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. You too.